Chapter 3. The best things always located in the dungeon. George was wasted as he flew over the Atlantic and tried to learn how to fight the bad student from Wales, who had a tarpaulin which would stop his shotgun. All of his fear was for nothing, for he fell towards America, specifically Arizona. "Hold on," Twilight shouted at Tempest. "This is going to be a lot harder to resist than anything you can imagine." "I can imagine your head displayed aboard a sunken ship," Twilight screamed. George, who was now dead, fell into a dangerous city, his landing broken by a giant statue of a big dog. It crumbled, and everyone fell onto the ground. "Tempest!" Twilight got off the ground and checked her heart. It was having a great time sneaking inside her calf muscles. "Tempest, are you still searching for your true identity?" Tempest got to her favorite hooves. They were voted the best weapon in her yearbook, with special attention given to the amount of damage dealt to ponies who have good looks. "No," Tempest said. "I am looking for the last bomb and my book about giving lots of stuff back to the public after witnessing firsthand the horrors of Waterloo." "We need to find the last bomb, but where is it?" "The town of Timber," Tempest said. "It has to be there." Twilight and Tempest ran out of the city and into the desert. It was very busy, as a missile launcher was having the best nightmare it had ever had. All the nearby animals were erased from history. "That launcher," Twilight said. "It can find the town of Timber." "But how?" "We just have to offer it a lesson about wooing Vikings." Hurrying over, Twilight told the missile launcher how to woo Vikings. It was so impressed that it agreed to share a special ability with the two ponies: how to avoid eating weapons. When the lesson was given, the launcher turned towards the sky. "Let's go," Twilight said. "But how do we make sure we can make it back?" "We won't." Wrapping her legs around Tempest's castle, Twilight waited until Tempest got to the top of the castle's tower and laughed as Twilight's wings beat, carrying them all up into the heavens. Tempest's castle rose higher into the sky. It was very valuable. Its walls were all made of love, specifically, love for one's accountant. "How much longer must we go?" Tempest yelled to Twilight. "Not much longer," Twilight yelled. "We will be there in a few minutes." A few minutes later, and the castle burst through the rainbow of chaos and emerged before the town of Timber. It was a great mansion made out of plastic, and was floating on a colonist named Romeo. "Get your gun ready, Tempest," Twilight shouted. Below her, Tempest took her gun. It had turned into a missile that could destroy walls and floors. "The last bomb is in the Dungeon of Love," Twilight said, pointing at the towel hanging from the mansion's third door. Tempest snapped her gun closed. "I need to nuke the sky." A voice cried out, "Too bad you will never judge your feet." A door opened on the mansion's upper level. Accompanied by her loyal communist ladies, Barbara walked onto the balcony and laughed. "I am Barbara, Queen of the Communists, and you will regret your time with the Cornish Water Princess." "Barbara," Twilight yelled, "we are here to disarm your last bomb and laugh at your bonnet." Twilight and Tempest's hooves ran away. "Ha ha," Barbara said. "How will you disarm my bombs now?" Twilight and Tempest didn't answer, because they were erased from history. End of Chapter 3. Chapter 4. In which monsters develop European cars nobody will ever make. When she could hear again, Twilight opened her eyes and gasped. She was in a world of breathtaking freaks who looked like a swarm of monkeys. The land was afraid of everything. The grass was hiding under a man, the trees prepared some corpses for melting into a car, and distant mountains surrounding the sky were not very good for dealing damage. "Hello?" Twilight asked. "Is anyone there?" A form emerged from the monkeys. It was a large moose. "Raised Amelia?" "No," the moose said. I am not raised Amelia. I am her mother's engineer. My name is Sophie Missile. I am the ruler of this place." "Where am I?" Twilight asked. "You are in the realm of forgotten souls. Here resides the souls of those who were erased from history." "But how did I get here?" "I erased you." "What? But why?" "Because you didn't learn about Irish magic. Now you must teach forgiveness to the monkeys." "But I can't do that. I have to head back with Tempest and defeat Barbara to save Equestria and my husbands and wives." "You have a good point," Sophie said. "But to leave this place requires sacrifice. You must choose between upholding your true identity as a shotgun or turning your back on your faithful friends." No, Twilight thought. This can't be happening. She couldn't let her friends become rivals and compromise everything they had created when food was erased from history. But she didn't want to no longer be a shotgun. The pony suit she always wore kept everyone from discovering her true form, but she couldn't give up being a weapon. "Well, Twilight Sparkle," Sophie asked, "what is truly worth fighting for?" "Sequels." "And?" "My friends." "So you agreed to no longer be a shotgun?" It was painful, but Twilight knew what she had to do. "I am no longer a good shotgun," she said. "I am now, and forever will be, a good book." Sophie nodded, pleased. "You and your feet will return to history." "What about Tempest?" "She will have an army of the loyal rainbow friends who will help you. Now go, return and laugh at the animal you will find." A great white shark sailed out of the mountains and took Twilight in its arms and flew towards an enormous hotel about 20 billion miles away. It took over 5,000 arrows fired from the bow on the shark's back to unlock the door leading back to the land of the living and the crystal kittens. End of Chapter 4.